It's happening. After a huge disappointment and a big slap in the face, the air races are back. All you naysayers can go to hell. This is Dave Costa. I am the Renegade Aviator, and I pissed a few of you off in the first couple seconds of this video. So this is my re-entry into talking about the Roswell air races, and unlike a lot of what we're seeing on social media, this is my attempt to say thank you, and my attempt to reignite the passion that is air racing from a guy who's a fan just like each and every one of you. I get it. You know what? I get it. You're all pissed off. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the way it was. Boo-hoo, woe is me. Shut the hell up. Just stay with me a little bit. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm a nice guy. I am the Renegade Aviator, and I just want to go through a little bit with you. I'm going to bring on, in the next couple of episodes, some of the racers, some of the people behind the scenes, because, like it or not, we are ready to race, and it's due to the hard work of a whole lot of people behind the scenes. And now it's our turn to step up, to shut up, show up, and be excellent. There's been a small group of people behind the scenes since we've been kicked out of Reno. And a lot of these people I call my friends. And I don't know what you've seen on social media, what you've heard on social media. I don't even care how closely aligned you are with what was or what is. But I'll tell you, all I can do is speak from the heart and give you a little bit of insight as to what I've seen. Because what I've seen is people that are persisting despite the challenges. You know, it's easy to show up when everything's been done for you, when you don't have any challenges. But the true winners in life are the people that face odds that most people would walk away from. That's how true success is gauged. And win, lose, or draw on these races coming up in just a few short days. You'll be seeing them out there for the first time in 2 years. We have a multi-class air race. Let me ask you a question before we get started here. Where else in the world can you see air racing like this? It's a simple question. Where else can you go? I don't care about yesterday. I really don't even care about next year. What I care about is right now. Where else can you go? This is the only place in the world where you can see multiple classes of pilots and their airplanes racing around pylons. It's just not available anywhere else. This is exciting, and this is real. You know, the National Championship air races are a legacy. From back in the Cleveland air races out to Reno back in the 60s, spent 60 years in Reno, Nevada. And I guarantee you, back when they started in Reno, Nevada, it was a bit of a shit show, right? It was all brand new. They were learning as they went. They were experiencing difficulties. They were having a blast while they were doing it. But they grew up over 60 years. And then our landlord, the great city of Reno, kicked them the hell out. So what are you supposed to do? Quit like a bunch of babies? Not these people. The people, say whatever you want about the people involved in the Reno air races, but they could have quit. The easiest thing in the world would have been to shrug their shoulders, blame everybody else, and quit and walk away. And where would you be as one of the air racing fans? And I get it. Some of the other classes are trying their level-headed best to put on racing of their own, and we all welcome that. The more the merrier, right? Bring out more racing, not less. But for people to sit back, and I'm not going to keep this negative. I'm going to go positive from here, I promise. But for people to sit back and complain and say what wasn't told to them and how they weren't informed and, you know, all this stuff. I got to drive, I got to fly, I got to get there. There's no hotel rooms, there's no restaurants. So what? So what? I'm going to challenge you to push back on me. You're going to have ample opportunity to speak your mind to this piece, of course, and to future elements that I put out. I'm not real good at consistency lately on my podcasts, and maybe that's because it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot to put these together, and we all have things to do. We all have jobs to do, We all have other things that pull on us from day to day. But there's been a group of people behind the scenes while we've been relaxing and going about our lives. They've put their lives on hold to put together the best multi-class racing that anybody can hope for with the odds that are there. There's a lot of hurdles, there's a lot of challenges to bring out 5 classes of racing. I know, we all wanted 7 classes of racing. So did everybody. Everybody wants that. But to put together a venue, the pilots, the crews, the sponsors, the vendors, to put together 5 classes of racing in Roswell, New Mexico, that is the future of air racing, like it or not. Whether Roswell succeeds or fails is up to us, the fans, at this point. It's up to us to show up, to shut up, to show up, and watch the excellence, watch the racing, because what we do now will determine where air racing goes from here. This is the next chapter, take it or leave it. So let's make the most of this, and let's give some credit where credit is due. And this is not a Pollyanna speech to appease everybody at Rah-Rah. These are friends of mine, so, you know, I want to see them do good. But beyond that, even if I didn't know who these people were, don't we want to see more air racing, not less air racing? If every time we put an air race on or an air show on, somebody complains it's not good enough, nobody accommodated my ideas or my interests, we're never going to get off the starting block. So the best way to start is to start. And that's exactly what's going on here in September. September 10th through the 14th, you can see air racing. 5 classes of air racing. You can do that. That's all up to you. You can get in your car, you can get on an airplane, you can hitchhike, you can take a hike, you can ride your bicycle, take a train, I don't care. But there will be enough of us, I know this, there'll be enough of us that are going to make it happen. Make it happen for the people that work so hard to bring racing back. Because otherwise, without Roswell, where else is this going to happen? Who else is going to put in that hard work? You? You watching this video? Well, unless you're part of the team that's actually doing stuff, you and I are not going to do it. We've got people that already stepped up and did it for us. All we've got to do is show up and enjoy the event, because it's something to look forward to. Where and when can you say that I was the first? I was at the first event. I said this on one of my earlier videos. Imagine going to the first Oshkosh, the first Reno air races back in the 60s, the first Sun and Fun. Well, this is the first of air racing in Roswell, New Mexico. It's going to be special, especially because I'm going to be there with you. So we as fans get to see what we're made of now, right? The racers are already proving what they're made of. They go out there and they race, so they're proving what they're made of. The maintenance crews that keep these airplanes flying and the owners of these aircraft, they're proving what they're made of. The people that put the event together are proving what they're made of. They've all done it. Now our job is to prove what we're made of, to figure out where we're going to stay, I get it, to figure out how to get there, I get it, to figure out the cost of entry. There's always a cost to entry when you do any big event like this, right? I mean, things have to be paid for, so there are tickets to be bought. There's parking to be paid for. And we should all be at least doing what we can with what we have, right? So I don't have much. But what I do have is this little venue and my opportunity to talk to each and every one of you, because it's really a shout out to just call us to action now, right? And to say, look, you know, let's do what we can with what we have. Share this video to people that you know in air racing or like air racing, or even people that may never have seen an air race. Share this video, comment on this video, subscribe to the rest of this whole series. And you know what? This is my way to give back to the people that work so hard and to say thank you. I said that already. I'm going to say thank you again. I'll say thank you at the end of this whole damn thing. I'll give it to you as well. You know, the first event is not for sissies. The people with no vision, no drive, just do everything for me, right? Take care of me. And that's not the role of these first couple of races. I bet. Well, you can tell this is totally unscripted and of the same. I know I hit the 80% bar sometimes. The biggest thing is getting these videos put out. So the fancy camera, not that fancy, but for Dave, that's a pretty fancy camera, keeps heating up on me and it's just not going to work. So I'm going to continue. I left off where I said this is not the event for sissies. Because look, call this the Burning Man phase, right? We're going to go out there in Roswell and they're going to be happy that we're there, but they're not going to be ready for us. I mean, you don't build hotels until you see if the event is going to draw enough people to fill those hotels. So this whole conversation on hotels, I'm sick of hearing it. There's not enough hotels. There's not enough camping. There's not enough of a lot of things. But you need to start somewhere, and we're starting. This is what we're doing. So, you know what? It's not for sissies. You're going to have to think for yourself a little bit. We see a lot of people bitching right now. Who cares? So what? People were bitching when they were still racing at Reno. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is the last year we'll see air racing. I heard that how many times? Oh my God, everything's all screwed up. It's not going to race again. After tragedies, we still raced. After setbacks, we still race. So the bitching will always be there. The bitching on social media will always be there. People bitch about Dave Costa, the Renegade Aviator. I don't know why, as great of a guy as I am and as fun I am to be around. No? No, you don't think so? Anyway, so who cares if you bitch? I don't give a shit. We're going to go forward here in a positive way. So I'm smiling. And I don't fake smiles. A lot of times my default face is not a smile at all. So I am looking forward to this. My question to you right now is, what real questions do you have? If I bring on some racers, if I bring on some of the pilots that are actually going to be flying in this event, what questions do you have for them? What do you want to see without the complaints? You know, not when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? Let's just talk about this event coming up. So let me know in the comments. Reach out to me through the comments below. Like and share this video, like I said, and stay in touch with me. And I'll try to answer each and every question that I get. And I'll even answer some of the questions about logistics and all that stuff in the future. But that's going to be in a positive fashion. We're not going to allow it to delve down into a bunch of negative stuff. We don't have anything to lose by showing up and being a fan of the air races and at the National Championship air races and watching 5 classes of airplanes fly around the course. We have nothing to lose. The people that put their heart and soul and their reputation on the line have far more to lose than us. There's far more invested from their side than from our side. Let's simply be a part of this event and show the support. If we want more great aviation activities, we got to support the people that are putting these things on. There was just a recent air show, Bremerton Air Show. I'm going to give them a shout out because, you know, people talk about we want to see unlimited style airplanes fly. They got, like a dozen P-51s together at the air show, and it was a rare opportunity to watch 12 P-51s fly at the same time at an air show. And people were still, you know, those are the events, right? So you buy a ticket, you go to an air show like that, and you get to see more of it in the future. So as of this video, this is on August the 20th, there is 20 days, 20 hours, 38 minutes, and 6 seconds to go. The clock is ticking. You're going to see racing. Y'all said you wanted to see racing. There's racing there, okay? Get out and do it. How many times do I got to say that? I feel like I'm selling a multi-level marketing program here. September 10th through the 14th, 2025, right around the corner. Save this video because if something I said doesn't come to, play it back. play this video back after the first run play it back on September the 15th and see if anything that I said today resonates with you, because we don't need the world to show up. We just need enough people to show up. They're going to race with or without the fans. So the whole point of doing this is for you, the fans. Do you think that the National Championship air races are being put together for the personal enjoyment of a few people at rah-rah? Do you think that these are being put together just for the pilots that may decide the race or may not decide the race? No. Air shows, aviation events are put together because there's people that truly care about the community. They truly care about aviation enough to say, look, I may not be a racer. I may not own a unlimited air racer. I may not even have that skill set to fly airplanes. But I love aviation, and I want to do something to promote aviation to people that otherwise wouldn't have even thought about it. The more we do to promote aviation in events like this, the better for everybody who's involved in aviation. So this is a shout out one more time. If you own an airplane or can rent an airplane, figure it out. You can figure out how to fly to Roswell, New Mexico. That's not that freaking difficult. Fly there in your own airplane, spend a day, and stand tall knowing that you were part of the first, being the first, right? Most people are never going to race an airplane or never going to fly an air show. Most people are never going to get a pilot license. But when you can say I was the first, I was at an event, I showed that I was able to come some small obstacles on my part to watch people do things that include huge obstacles on their part. And that's how we commiserate together. I say, shut up, show up, be excellent. And I also say that excellence is demonstrated. So when you come to an event like this, don't look for the problems. Look for what was done from nothing. If you go back to my earlier video, you're going to see that there was not a whole lot there at the Roswell airport back just a few months ago. And you're going to see a huge and clear change. And you're going to be welcomed to the new home of air racing, Roswell, New Mexico. Oh yeah, one more thing. So, you see this? We're back to airrace.org. Airrace.org. Even I can remember that. But see where it says we have an air race? I'll show this, hopefully on another screen. There's the pilot lineup. I see people on social media asking a bunch of questions about who, what, where, when, all this kind of stuff. Well, everything's right here on the website, including all the racers that are going to be there. So you want a list. You can't see it here. I'll put it up on screen. They've gone through great pains. I know sometimes you can't make a statement right away. And so you're not going to get all the information in record speed unless you take the initiative to go to airrace.org and read the website. Don't expect some social media page to tell you all about it, and don't expect a personal phone call from the Renegade Aviator or anybody else at rah-rah to tell you personally what's going on. And don't believe the naysayers. There's way more naysayers than there are positive people. I really should have. See, if I cared enough about you, my fans, I would have shaved today, but I didn't. But I am working. I want to let my crew chief know, Ty Irwin, I got to give a shout out to my crew chief, that I am working today, and that's why I'm kind of here a mess in the hangar. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. Give me a critique. Am I nuts? Am I over the top? Am I saying something that's really all that offensive? My goal here has been real simple, nothing but positive. I'm kind of a rough around the edges guy to begin with. I am the Renegade Aviator. The goal of this first video here, not the first video, but this video in the lead up to the first reboot of the National Championship Air Races in Roswell, New Mexico, was to show some hard-edge positivity, I guess, is to literally say thank you to you watching this video. Thank you to you for forwarding this video to somebody else that may benefit from it. To thank you for your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Critique me. What kind of stuff do you want to hear from me anyway? What did I say that was wrong? And to thank the people behind the scenes at the Air Racing Association, at RARA, the people that worked their tails off to get us this far. We've been hearing for years that the air races were over. We were hearing it when we were at Reno. Well, Reno's gone. And it was their choice, not anybody at RARA. It was not the racers. It was nobody's choice, right? Reno grew around the race course. So the only place you can race is in the middle of freaking nowhere. Don't you get it? You can't race anywhere else. So we have a race course that's in the middle of nowhere, but we're putting Roswell on the map. This is big deal for the local people in Roswell. They're going to see growth from us, from the fans of air racing. We have a clean slate for those of us that want to be fans or racers or, like myself, an air show performer. I'd certainly like to perform at the air show next year in 2026. That's what I do. I'm not a racer, but I am a fan. And because I'm a fan and because I know excellence when I see it, I wanted to put this video together, right? Unprompted, unscripted, cameras going bad, me with stupid camera angles. And, you know, you just got to deal with it. This is me. This is who I am. I've made a few enemies along the way, like we all do. I've made a few friends along the way that I'm grateful for. I'm looking forward to giving back and doing what I can to help, because so many people help people like me in aviation. And events like this, like the Roswell Air Races, like the National Championship Air Races, will inspire the next generation of racer, will inspire the next generation of aviator, will inspire somebody to pick up a wrench and help work on these airplanes instead of just being a spectator. So there's nothing wrong with being a spectator. Be the best spectator you can be the best fan you can be. The pilots are trying to be the best pilot that they can be, and the people that put this event together have done their level-headed best. I dare somebody watching this to prove to me that somebody was being self-centered or somebody was thinking of not more than what are the fans going to think, what are the racers going to think. You know, their mission is far bigger than just putting on a race that we all, otherwise we could race in the middle of nowhere with no fans and no people showing up. But this was going to be a benefit to us all. Fly in, drive in, whatever, however you need to do to get there, at least share the video, at least get the word out that racing is back, baby. The Roswell Air Races are here, baby. I'm hoping to see you out there. I'm planning to be there. Let's smile, let's be grateful, and let's have a good time, because it's going to be a party. Air racing. Chapter what? 3, 4, 5? Who cares, man? Brand new chapter of racing. This is Dave Costa. I am the Renegade Aviator. See ya.